Hi guys, Tutagamon here. In this video I'm going to benchmark Doom on a single GTX 1070 paired with a Core i7-860. As always, this video is recorded on an external recorder at 60 frames per second, so what you will see in this video will be pure performance. The system is overclocked both in the CPU and the GPU. The Core i7-860 operates at 4 GHz. There we are. The system has 12 GB of memory and the graphics card is a single GTX 1070 made by KFA2. It is the EX model, latest force were installed, and it is also overclocked in order to reach 2 GHz. I'm going to use fraps to gather frame rate data. I'm going to benchmark the OpenGL version, and we will see the basic result in this file and some analysis at the end of the video. So let's see how the game performs in this setup. Campaign, let's delete this slot. (1080p) resolution, sub-pixel morphological anti-aliasing, and for the advanced settings I'm using the Ultra preset, of course, and everything you see here. So let's go. I'm going to use an easy setting because this is a benchmark after all.
They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear, until it is done.
Starting the benchmark.
We have to contain this.
The cutscene, a real-time cutscene, which is frame rate capped at 60 frames per second. I cannot avoid it, unfortunately, but it is short enough to not affect the whole benchmark.
Cannot determine the cause of the demonic invasion until the Rezop satellite is brought back online.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. I'm the head of this facility. I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect. Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect. Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect. Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Cannot be allowed to leave this place. He will ruin everything.
I'm willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk. I assure you.
this is the end of the benchmark. The average frame rate was at 110 frames per second. Excellent performance, excellent score, although it is far from the maximum that the GTX 1070 can give for the Ultra preset, and we can see here why. The GPU usage is consistently far from being maxed out. We have a huge CPU limit on this system, although the frame rate was crazy high and the game is absolutely very playable. These two small parts are the sections of the real-time cutscenes, which unfortunately I cannot avoid. Other than that, the frame rate is very high for the vast majority of the run, above 100 frames per second throughout, no problems whatsoever. The frame times also seem to be excellent. We will see the analysis in the analytics tool, of course. The CPU usage is medium on all cores, so we are looking at a lot of thread switching. I would say that hyper-threading and the logical cores are not doing any work. As you can see, the overall CPU usage is below 50%, so we do not have any real activity, any real help from hyper-threading. The CPU temps are okay. The GPU temps also very good. 6.2 gigabytes of system RAM usage, 2 GHz throughout the run, no problems. 2.7 gigabytes of video RAM usage. And let's see the analysis. Doom Ultra. I'm not sure which. Okay. Doom. Okay. Okay. This must be the. Oh, we are fucked. I believe this is the one. You know what, guys? I'm going to fast forward this section to check which file is the correct one, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have loaded both my Doom runs at Ultra preset, one for the 2500K and the one that I just did at 109 frames per second. The i5 was considerably faster, almost by 20%, maybe more. But both runs were fast enough, so let's see the analysis of the i7-860 for now. The frame times are okay. We do have, of course, a lot of variability in the frame times due to the nature of the game, and of course these two ugly cutscenes that are messing up my benchmark, but not by too much. The same thing is happening for the i5 run, and the stuttering seems to be a little less on that system. Indeed, it is a little less. Now, time spent beyond 16.7 milliseconds are only 5%, and these would not even exist if it was not for the cutscenes. But yes, as you can see, these are very small sections compared to the vast majority of the whole run, which is very long and does not get affected by the cutscenes. The frame times, the gaming frame times, as you can see, are below 11 milliseconds. If you disregard these frame times, which are from the cutscenes, so we have excellent real life frame times. These are the frame times of the two runs. They are thankfully quite similar. The black one is the one I just did. We can see that the frame times are a little delayed for this run, but not by much. The frame rate also is a little faster for the i5, again by not by much. Both systems have the same minimum because of the cutscenes, of course, and the average is not too far apart, but we do have a clear win for the i5, although the i5 was also CPU limited in its run, but we are talking about CPU limits with crazy frame rate. Now, as you can see, although the stuttering was minimal for both runs, the variability of the frame times is quite high due to the nature of the game. A lot of camera movement, a lot of action going on, and sometimes you have 100 frames per second, sometimes you have less, sometimes you have more, but overall no serious problem. The percentiles are unfortunately affected by the two cutscenes, so essentially we have to look the lower frame times to evaluate real gaming performance, for which, as you can see, both are extremely good, below 8 milliseconds, below 10 milliseconds, and especially for the i5 it is crazy low, even below I don't know, 7.5, something like that. Very good performance from both systems. The time spent beyond curve, which is not on curve, is in this run. And lastly, the comparable frame rate overlaid with the variability and the stuttering. These are a little exaggerated values in my opinion. They are affected, of course, by the two cutscenes, but the game can run very fast, even on the old i7-860. So this concludes the today's benchmarking video, my friends. I hope you find it interesting. I will rerun it, of course, at some point in the future with a much better system. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on my next video.